On July 14, 2026, at 4:45 a.m. Central Time and 5:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at 21 degrees and 59 minutes, we are having a new moon in the sign of Cancer. Adjust for your time zone. Let us discuss the themes of this new moon in depth in this podcast episode on the Cosmic Sky Podcast, where I'll be coming to you from this space of enough safety, enough freedom. Well, that's questionable at this time because of what's going on personally with me right now with YouTube. Hopefully I am here by the time that this new moon happens, and the day after. Hopefully I'm still doing videos and still doing this because I have a fear and anxiety about my channel and about the sake of my channel. So if I'm not here, then I'll probably be posting on my original channel, which you'll find the videos over there, and I'll be posting on Spotify. So that will be, my original channel will be my backup if anything were to happen. Hoping that it won't, but anyway, that's the kind of disclaimer right here. So anyway, enough about that. I've discussed that on other episodes, but anyway, and I was looking at the schedule for the week, and it's a very, very busy week with me personally, with family and everything, and I'm like, you know what, things are going to happen in life, and I am going to make videos every day, no matter what happens. Unless I just can't, unless I'm on vacation. I mean, things are going to happen. It's like I have, 2 appointments on 2 things going on Tuesday, and then Monday I'm going out of town for something. I don't want to have to miss 2 days worth of video making because there's a lot of astrology that I want to discuss with you. I don't want to miss out on anything. So I want to discuss all those things. And I don't want to have the 2 days interfere with them. So, I'm going to be delving into the themes of this new moon right about now. So before I delve in, I just wanted to remind you that this is part 1 of a series of videos. This is part 1 of a 2-part series, which will be on the new moon. This is the collective overview of the new moon, so if you want the collective look at it, then you're in the right place. And tomorrow, I'm not going to do 2 videos in one day if I don't plan to. So I think that supports this. Do it at all costs, whatever goes on in the day. If I can do it, then I will. Tomorrow, July 11th, I will be doing the 12 sign reading for the new moon in Cancer for all 12 zodiac signs and what you all need to know, for your individual sun, moon, and rising sign. So that's coming on Saturday. Which is the collective look. So tune in for that episode when it comes out. But anyway, here I am for now. So alrighty. So this new moon is dealing with this theme because Cancer is a sign of home and nurturing and safety. It is really about the theme of returning home. Just think about that for a second. Returning home. What does that mean? It means emotionally returning home, psychologically returning home, coming to a safe sanctuary inside of yourself, coming to a place of solace inside yourself. that you truly feel safe inside your own body. I mean, the question is, do you really feel safe inside your own skin? Do you really feel safe inside your own vessel? That's the key here. You cannot control whatever goes out on in the world. Can you come home to yourself, to your body, to your own center, to the place that you always can return home to no matter what? No matter what happens, you always have the safe sanctuary to return home to take a breath to. That's what you always can rely on, no matter what happens in the world. So, we can begin again with a deeper, more truthful place inside of ourselves. Can we be solid? Can we be grounded inside of ourselves? That's really the question. So, new moons are times of new beginnings. They're times of fresh starts. This new moon is asking us to be in a deeper, honest place within ourselves. Can we be loving and nurturing to ourselves? Can we be at home within ourselves? Can we be at peace with ourselves? That's really the key. Is being transparent with ourselves and saying, yes, I know myself so well that I can come home. That I can honestly know thyself. Remember that phrase, know thyself. And can we come into a place of quiet, calm, and knowing we can really, really start again? The themes of this new moon are about your home, your roots, where you come from, your family of origin, your current family, your soul family, themes of soul families, or whoever you define as part of your soul family. That could be a theme coming out of this time. Feeling of safety. The question that I want to invite you during this time. Do you feel safe? Do you feel secure and safe with whatever is going on in the world? This is the time to make yourself feel safe. Whatever happens, emotionally regulated. Whatever happens, take care and nourish yourself. You cannot control the outer world. You can only control your own decisions and your own reactions and what you decide from that. So can you meditate, reflect, journal, pull oracle cards, whatever your spiritual practice is, to make yourself feel safe, that you're connecting with the divine, you're connecting with the universe, and trusting that whatever happens, the universe always has your back, no matter what. Even though it may not feel like it, even though it may not seem like it, with whatever happens, it may be like, whoa, I don't want this to happen. This feels new and scary and uncertain, and this feels like I'm getting slapped in the face. And, I'm caught in the crossfires of this thing. But the universe always has your back. Maybe the thing was meant to fall away from your life. Maybe you were meant to learn this lesson in this way, to have this experience, to evolve as a spiritual being living human experience. So this is a reminder to myself that whatever happens on this Tuesday of the new moon, if anything were to happen, then I have this video to come back to remind myself that it's going to be fine. And I have this video as a record to remind myself that the universe has my back. So it deals with our internal world, going internal, going inside of ourselves. Our inner realm is what the themes of this new moon in Cancer. Now, I focus a lot more on the themes of the lunation rather than the aspects going on. That's what I tend to focus on. I don't pull up charts. I don't look at the whole chart of the lunation. Like, I don't do that. That's not who I am. It's not what I like. The astrology content that I like to listen to. I like the deep dive, thematic, thing like this. So, this new moon is about focusing on what we need on an internal level. What do we need to feel emotionally safe and secure? What do we long for? What do we long for in our lives? What do we really crave? What do we really want? What are we really about? What do we need to feel emotionally safe and secure? What kind of nostalgic memories are coming to mind where we need this thing to make ourselves feel familiar or feel comfortable or feel back, secure, nourished, everything like that? What do we long for that can help us to feel safe, to feel at home? What emotions do we have right now? Really being honest about what we're feeling in the moment. I think when we're honest about that, it really makes a difference. When we're being honest and transparent about what we're feeling at the moment. And what are the emotional foundations that we want to build? What are the bricks and the mortar of our roots, our family, all those emotional foundations that we need to build under ourselves to create something stable, to create something secure? Now, Cancer is ruled by the moon. So it's very emotional, it's very intuitive. The moon is the fastest moving planet, sort of unstable, like the emotions are really unstable. Cancer is a really moody zodiac sign. Its emotions fluctuate and change on a dime. It's feeling really happy and elated one moment. It's feeling very sad the next. Mood swings are also noted to be part of the moon's qualities and characteristics. Now, we're protecting our own unique vessel at this time. We are private, focusing on what is sacred to us, taking care of ourselves, nurturing ourselves. I think that is a really key theme at this time. And what does it mean to return home? To come home to that place inside of you where home is a place where you hang your hat. What is home to you? You can write in the comments, like, what is your definition of home? What do you define as home for you? Could be your physical place. Could be a state of being of safety and security. I mean, what is it? That's up to you to decide. And so you really, really want the mortal experience of belonging. What does it mean to belong? To feel connected, to feel safe and secure in a certain space. Now, the Cancer New Moon deals a lot with emotional attachment. Cancer is a sign that really, really emotionally attaches to things. Holds on to things. It doesn't want to let go of what it feels comfortable and safe with. Cancer sort of is like crab, kind of holds on to something that it feels safe and secure with. It does not want to let it go. That's attachment. Could be food, maybe overeating, using food as a means of escape of your emotions. Like food is great with soothing and nourishing, but if you overdo it, you can rid yourself of the vulnerable feeling of what you're feeling emotionally. That is, by covering that up, by trying to avoid it, by eating all the time. And emotional attachment to other things, to certain clothes, to certain people, or certain, whatever. Children who have separation anxiety, for instance. Very, very difficult. And whatever you're feeling, and whatever situation is going on, whatever stakes is going on, you're allowed to fully feel those emotions. And those emotions are valid, equally valid to whoever else is involved in the situation. The person who caused the accident on the car's feelings are just as valuable as the people that were impacted. That's what you need to remember. I'm not going to shame or judge the person. I'm not going to call them emotionally immature. I'm not going to be critical. I'm just going to say you're fully allowed to feel your feelings, and they are fully allowed to feel their feelings. And don't be selfless if you don't mean it. Don't be selfless if you don't mean the issue that you caused. That's what I want to say. Meaning, what I'm trying to say here is, if it feels right to feel what you're feeling and have this be the only emotions that matter, then that's what feels right on an intuitive level. But if you feel like, my emotions are equally valid as somebody else's, and if you really, really feel that, like viscerally, like feeling it, and it makes sense for you in that level, it's meant to be that way. It all depends on what feels right, not what logically is right in what we deem as socially acceptable and socially expected of all of us, but what feels right intuitively. I think that is really our anchor point. So don't cast judgments on the person who caused the accident and is feeling all emotional and all this and that. They're allowed to feel it too, because it hurts to cause a car accident. You didn't intend it, and the person clearly didn't intend it. So give the person some slack and have compassion for the person who did not intend to do any harm. It was an accident. You don't need to be so critical of that person on the road. That's what I want to say. Now, a sense of home deals with this feeling of belonging to someone, in some place, some location. What does it mean to, belong? What does it mean? Is a certain feeling of belonging to someone in a certain place, in a certain location, or we feel connected to ourselves? Do we feel this internal link and this bond with ourselves at this time? Can we go out into the world and face any uncertainty that we're feeling right now? Because there's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now, what's going on politically, what's going on economically, a lot of uncertainty in my own life with what I'm facing right now. And can you go out into the world with the state of whatever happens, being at home within yourself, belonging to yourself? This is a message to me in the future, watching this, listening to this. I know what you're feeling is very, very difficult. I know what you're feeling is very, very tough. But you will get through it. Trust that you will get through it. You will be fine. It will all work out the way that it is meant to work out. Release the need for certainty. Release the need for it all to get worked out in a certain way at a certain time. The universe loves you. The universe is so wise and caring and loving that it will have your back. The universe will have your back. That's what's important. So do we feel safe enough to be tender and real? Being genuine. Cancer's the most genuine sign of the zodiac. Because it feels like, can we be tender? Can we cuddle? Can we focus on all of the emotions that we're feeling right now and letting the tears fall? Feeling happy that we feel sad. So glad that you can cry. So glad that the emotions can come out. Cancer is a sign of emotions. Now, home may be another place in another land. Another place. But can we feel safe wherever we are now? Can we feel safe in the world where we are currently? Now, we can feel home inside of our bodies. Home inside of ourselves. Do we feel at home inside of our own vessels? We can journey where we can come home to ourselves. When life changes, where can I return home to? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. When life changes and life becomes really, really uncertain and unstable and scary as heck, where can we return home to? Ourselves. What can we return home to? Ourselves. We do not have to let the emotions take us off course from the shore. We are the ones that take ourselves away from that shore of feeling safe and secure. We are the ones that get us swept along by the waves of emotion. What can we do to ground ourselves? What can we do to find peace with ourselves at this time? Nourish ourselves, take care of ourselves emotionally, spiritually. Understand what is and isn't in our control. And be very, very strong as we can be. Being very, very strong. To understand the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. The courage to change the things I can. And the wisdom to know the difference. I think that that is so powerful. So powerful. We cannot control the outside world. And I think discerning between what we can and cannot control is very, very important. Can we act on the things that we want to change? Can we find peace and radical acceptance of what is out of our control? And can we have wisdom? Wisdom for the difference between these things. That is what the Serenity Prayer says. Can we remember the Serenity Prayer at this time? And can I remember the Serenity Prayer at this time? Can I come back to this video as a record and remember what I said? Taking note that I said this thing in this video on July 10th. Into the future when this new moon happens. So, okay. So, alrighty. So, home protects our privacy. We're going inside ourselves. We're going internal. Home is privacy. The internal games. It's what we find private, personal. Can we listen to ourselves? Can we rebuild emotional safety inside of ourselves? Creating emotional safety. Cancer is a sign that feels emotionally safe, emotionally secure. That's what it is. Now, our inner feelings and awareness can become tangible, can become real, can become the fabric of our reality, can become absolutely there, absolutely realistic, that we can see, that we can touch it, we can taste it, we can feel it, all those kind of things like that. Guiding our choices and our actions, and our choices direct our actions, or the other way around. We make choices and we act on those choices. But can we do it? Can we act on what feels right intuitively? Can we trust your intuition? Like, this feels right at this time. I'm going to act on it. I'm going to take action. I'm going to do this thing. Because it makes sense. Because it feels resonant to me. Because it feels right. Not everything can be controlled. Not everything in life is under our control. I'm not in control of those algorithms. I'm not in control of what AI does. I'm not in control of what YouTube does. I have no control over that. And nor can anybody else except the company itself. Surrendering the need for us to have absolute control over this physical reality. Before we move forward, before we continue on with our lives. Needing to let go of control. Needing to let go of constantly running around frantic, getting all emotional and pacing back and forth. It's not doing anything because nothing will change out of that state. I mean, you might as well calm yourself down, emotionally regulate. You might as well take time out for yourself, self-care. Focus on something fun, something positive, something that makes you feel safe and secure, something that fills you up, that makes you feel nourished, makes you feel connected to yourself and to your roots and to your higher power. Doing something that makes you feel at peace with yourself. And you don't have to be in that emotional state. It can really, really be your own choice whether or not you allow this to take away your emotional peace. And the empowering thing to know is that you are the only one that takes this away from you. You are the only one to take your emotional peace from you. Nobody else can. You are the only one that takes it away from you. So whatever you do, don't let whatever goes on in the outside world take your peace from you. This new moon is a time of inner peace, inner sanctuary. Amidst all the wild energies in July, we have a diamond in the rough, which is this Cancer new moon. This Cancer new moon is a little pocket of emotional safety, emotional comfort with all the wild energies. So can we go into that cave, find that diamond, and claim it? So, we need to remain connected to ourselves when we are moving through change. We're moving through uncertainty or any kind of change or anything of uncertain. Maybe we relocate. Maybe our home goes through renovation. Maybe we lose money and lose our home. Maybe something extreme happens. We need to remain peaceful. We need to protect our peace and our state of being. We need to make our state of being our absolute top priority. We need to make sure that we do not veer from the high vibrational feelings of peace, joy, love, gratitude, all those kind of things like that. Whatever those states of being are, can we focus in on making those are the most important things in our life? Because what we focus on manifests in our life. So, can we focus on happiness? Can we focus on love? Can we focus on joy? Can we focus on all these kind of things like that? And that will manifest for us in our life. So we need to be grounded in feeling secure through change, through uncertainty. Can we nurture ourselves in the way that you nurture others, that you nourish others? Can you nourish yourself in this kind of a way? Both and. It's not about just nurturing others and taking care of the other. It is about nourishing yourself, nurturing your own self. Taking care of, who you are in that kind of a way. This may bring up old feelings to the surface. Old feelings may come back, which we may need to really, really feel and integrate and really, really lean into at this time. Now, emotions can be irrational. They may not be rational. They may not be practical. They may be nostalgic. We may have a lot of nostalgia for our emotions. A lot of looking back and a lot of peace and a lot of happy memories from our emotions. We really, really look back at that and find that nostalgia that we feel. It's really, really huge. That we look back and we feel a sense of comfort and peace from feeling those emotions. And we can provide wisdom. The emotions give wisdom. It takes feeling the emotion to really realize, okay, this emotion provides this piece of wisdom. This emotional piece, this feeling has this bit of spiritual wisdom in it. That only through feeling and through going through, we can find that wisdom. We can claim that wisdom. Now, can we feel, we may feel very, very moody at this time. There may be a lot of moodiness in the world, maybe a lot of vulnerability. It's about being vulnerable. It's about being willing to feel our feelings and speak to the unspeakable. Speak to these feelings with whatever we're feeling. And not be afraid to feel. Not be afraid to speak about the emotions and make them known. Emotional truth is really the feelings that we get from our experiences that we have. So can we focus on how we feel? Can we accept the feelings that we feel for the experiences that we have? This new moon is a reset where we're starting again. New moons are a time of planting new seeds, beginning again. We're pausing and getting back in touch with ourselves. This is a pause. This is time to be quiet, be still, be calm, come back home. It's time to go in around the time of this new moon, a couple days before, a couple days after. Go in, have a time of deep internal reflection. This new moon is a time of deep reflection. Feeling very, very deeply, very, very internally about things. Feeling a lot of introverted feelings. Can we surrender ourselves to life? Surrender ourselves to what we cannot control? Can we release our expectations of this has to be done in a certain way at a certain time, and this has to be this certain form, and I'm so, controlling, I want this in a certain way, and I want. Can you release that egoic tendency? And just surrender to the wisdom of the universe. That it knows what you need at this certain time. I was meant to have that 3-week experience in the hospital that was really, really rough. I was meant to undergo that experience. To transform me. To make me a better, more resilient person. To change my medications that needed to be altered around. To change my state of mind. To get myself better physically. I was meant to have what I had at the end of December into January 2026. So, can we nurture and nourish ourselves with taking care of ourselves? Can we find harmony, even if our environment isn't necessarily the most secure environment? Because environments may not be as secure. If this weren't happening in my life right now, I probably wouldn't have as much insight to give you in this video. But the fact that this is happening to me with my channel, with the AI and all this, that I have all this insight that I want to give to you regarding this at this time in my life. So this time, can we find peace? Now, Mercury is retrograde, Neptune and Pluto are retrograde. So this is a time of deep internal review and reflection where we are redefining ourselves. We're going back over things. We're feeling deeply internal. We're feeling like we want to reassess, reevaluate things. What you intend will manifest in your life. It's all about where you put your attention, as I said before. That's what's really, really huge. Now, can we be consistent? Can we take the time to plant new seeds and begin the process very soon? Because the seeds that we plant will grow and manifest throughout this time. It's all about consistency, all about staying the course. Now, a couple aspects during this new moon. Venus square Uranus can bring about unexpected events and relationships, very unexpected things coming out. You may find, Venus and Virgo, Uranus, and Gemini. So, Venus just entered Virgo actually a day after doing this video. Venus changed signs into Virgo. But there may be unexpected things. Someone may do unexpected things. Someone may have an unexpected experience or whatever. You want healthy relationships, really nurturing healthy relationships. And Venus and Virgo is discerning. Like, what is the relationship? Is the relationship really the best relationship it can be? Is the relationship really the most healthy, the most productive, the most improving, the most humble relationship that can serve my own personal growth? And is the partner open-minded? Not the shadow Virgo, which is picking critical, but open-minded towards new ideas, new thinking, new ways of being. Don't resist the change and excitement that comes about at this time. Don't resist it. Because change and excitement will come out of this aspect expressed through sudden actions. This change and excitement will be sudden. And you will be really feeling it. The excitement will really come out. So the exciting and the eccentric might thrill you at this time. Anything weird or quirky, anything of that nature will really thrill you. And then not overdoing spending. Not over spending on things. Being very mindful of what you're spending your money on. You're not going overboard. Being very discerning about what you're spending your money on. I talked about this in the Venus and Virgo forecast. Venus and Virgo is discernment over what we're spending our money on. That we're not overdoing it. They're not buying anything that's not necessary for our peace on a soul level. Because money is set up to only serve us on a soul level. It's not meant to be feeding for our ego. That's the reason why all these things are just so expensive. We were never meant to have them. That's the truth of it. So, we cannot give in to commercials. All these commercials are just distractions and food for the ego. Don't feed your egos, my friends. Do not feed them. So, that's one aspect. And then Sun, Moon conjunct Mercury. The Sun and Moon are forming a conjunction with Mercury. Now this is time to get curious. It's time to become open-minded towards new things. It's time to ask questions and learn new things and get answers. This is a time to make decisions about what you need to do in your life. Make decisions about where you're going in your life. What you need to act upon in your life. Make critical, logical decisions. You may be easily able to express and communicate feelings, communicate emotions. It may be easy to let these feelings off your chest, make them known. You may have greater empathy and intuitive connection with others during this time with the Moon and Mercury coming together. That may be a possibility. Or connecting with others on emotional level, intellectual level, having conversations which are emotionally based, like talking about feelings, talking about your intuitive hits and downloads. You're connecting on a soul level with another. Because Mercury and Gemini wants connections with other people. So, can you express feelings to family and loved ones? Can you feel safe to express your emotions? Who do you feel safe to express and disclose your emotions to? That's really the question. And then, can we use our intellect and intuition to move through challenges and make plans? Can we, trust in the universe to guide us through challenges, to guide us through what's difficult, allow our intuition sort of take us along that pathway, even though it might be a detour, even though it might be difficult. Can we allow our intuition to help us to navigate the challenges that we're experiencing in our lives? releasing anxiety, seeing a reel about this. But the cure for anxiety is not worrying about the future or tomorrow. It's about being in the now. Don't let go of the peace that God is giving you now. Plan, do your best, and then surrender the rest. That's what you need to do in order to stay in a good mood, like those 2 reels that I saw on Instagram were connected. So make your plans and then surrender them. And then trust intuitively. And I want to say this to myself. If you're going through what you're going through right now, losing your channel and all this, trust that it will be fine. Trust that you'll get through it. Trust that your intuition will support you. Trust that you have spirit, you have support, you have your higher power to get through this experience, which I know is difficult. I know is taxing. I know is really, really difficult to swallow and digest, but you will get through it because you are strong and you have gotten through so much in your life that you will get through this experience that you are having right now. So, I want you to know that. I want everyone to know that. I want myself to know that. And that's really all that I have to say in this episode of the Cosmic Sky Podcast. I will see you back tomorrow for your 12 sign reading for all 12 zodiac signs, Aries through Pisces. Every single day doing videos. No matter what happens, I will make time for it from now on. So, anyway, thank you for tuning in. I will see you in the next in tomorrow's episode, and take good care, everybody.